from a unibrow to perhaps being one of the most tomboyish ladies or girls at that point in time, nothing ladylike at that point in time, to becoming one of the most celebrated and hottest looking women across the world, to one of the finest business people that I have ever come across. Why? Because I think what she managed to do was create a revolution among so many people. We're talking about the one and only Sunny Leone. Thank you so much for joining us on the show.
Thank you.
I'm right about that. I mean, some images. And before we come to this big show that you made on your life, so much has happened in your life. Your life is like a whirlwind. You can make 10 films out of it, and you've actually had the opportunity to make 20 films out of it now, you know.
Yeah.
You put your life out there, and it's not like you ever stayed away from that. You're putting your life out there. Were there a lot of memories that were going around when you were making this big show of yours about your entire life?
Well, a lot of our conversations happened,
Yeah.
I mean, pre-shooting for about 6 months. I sat on the couch crying, laughing, being angry, being upset, you know, being happy and talking about, you know, nice things that have happened. And it has been one of the craziest journeys I've ever taken. So I'm not quite sure if it was a good thing or if I'm just crazy. But you know, the reason why I said yes to it was because the way that it was presented was that it was going to be shown as a life story from the very beginning till now, or not now, but until a certain point. So that was interesting to me, that they were going to show a different side of it instead of what, you know, a lot of people think assume that my life is. And
listen, I think you need to make a show on the fitness factor of Sunny Leone's life. I don't think you all can understand, okay, so I have to say this to you. You know, I get very rarely taken in by fit people because most of them get very, well, let's just say I'm fit myself. When I see Sunny and I just go like, dude, there's fat here. You have to do like a Ninja Warrior series about your own life. You know, this is, forget about the show. You are one of the fittest people I know, and I know a number of people that have trained you also. You really have got into this fitness regime of yours. I don't think this was part of every day of your life, say 5 years back, was it?
no.
So how did this metamorphosis happen?
Actually, there's this trainer in Cape Town.
Yeah.
While I was shooting for this show, who really, he changed my body, literally changed my body. And from that point, there was no way that I was going to go backwards.
Wow.
So he kind of, it's not that I lost a lot of weight, things just shifted. And yeah, I did lose some, but it was my only way of having my 1 hour to myself. So
what about food? But you were, so you know, knowing you, I know that you like food. It's not like you hate food.
Yeah.
It's very tough to do that. So have you changed? Like, have you shed like you know how snakes shed old skin completely? Is the old Sunny totally gone?
Well, I stopped eating meat. So that was a big lifestyle changer for me. So even though I might still eat bad, I'm not taking in that fat content that's in meat. And it's a lot, you know, and all the other things that are in meat right now, which we don't need to get into. And nor am I judging. Everybody should do what they want in life. But for me, I found that not eating meat anymore completely transformed also my body, my skin, how I feel, the energy I have. I still eat bad. I still had some pizza at lunch today.
That's absolutely fine. I think I'm going to reach that phase of being able to give up all kinds of meat. I've given up parts of it. So that's the biggest change in my life that I think eventually will happen.
It all depends on your motivation. My motivation was that I saw things I can't erase from my memory.
She's a very big animal lover. If you know, if you followed Sunny, one of the gentlest souls that you'd actually meet. And you know, a lot of people will have designer dogs, designer animals, designer pets. Sunny is very different, you know, because I have to say, like in India, we call them desis. Across the world, they call strays. I hate that word. They're like family to me, and I have a lot of respect for people, you know, who eventually will take the desis, the ones that people don't take, and that's what you do in your life, and that's why.
Desi dogs, I love them. They're so cute.
I know, but not everybody sees that. You know, everyone wants to go into a store, and you know, they want to buy stuff. So I think over the years, people have seen facets of your personality that they never thought or they never chose to sort of highlight. And I think that's the softer side of you has actually come out in the last few years. You've become comfortable with that. That's been the happy side of you that you've been able to showcase on social media as well, hasn't it?
Well, I think like for myself and even for my husband, we've been blessed so much with everything that's happened here and work and so many different things that our biggest things were, you know, how do we want to give back now? If this is my passion, all right, yeah, let's rebuild this dog, you know, we rebuilt this dog shelter in America. And also donating time or donating, you know, just doing all these different things. And it wasn't for any other reason than just that we wanted to do it. You know, there was no motive behind it other than wanting to help some of these animals. This place that we helped rebuild, these dogs have been through so much. It's insane. And I'm like, there were times I'm on my hands and knees like cleaning these dogs and washing them and taking care of them and trying to make them feel comfortable, and they're so scared and all. I just saw things that I couldn't erase from my memory anymore, and I get reminded every day when I look at social media of all the stuff that's going on.
You know, those Facebook videos that come about, I cry every time. You know, I will always cry whenever I see these. So otherwise people don't know the other side of me, but when I see those, I don't know how people can be. First of all, I don't have any friends who don't like animals. I don't not understand how people cannot like animals, especially who can be cruel to animals. And I just don't want to speak to them. Yes, I know I eat meat. I know a lot of people call me hypocritical about that. But if somebody can't be nice to animals, I can't be friends with them. I just find it weird.
Yeah, I think that there's definitely different perspectives of how, you know, how people eat meat, where they're getting it from, how they were slaughtered, so many details. Oh, we could talk about them for hours and hours. But, you know, for me, it just, when you watch a dog being boiled alive, you know, you can't erase that from your memory. And if that dog survives, he ends up in one of these shelters where these amazing people take care of them and they nurse them back to life and they're walking again. Or it's like insane. So I would cry too. And there was one, I was sitting in a plane and I watched this video and I was bawling. And I was like, oh my God, what's going on? Why are you crying? What's wrong with you? Do I need to stop the plane? What's happening? I'm like, just watch
I'm not able to see all of it. Sometimes I fast forward it to see if there's a happy ending. And if there's a happy ending, then I'll come back and watch it again. Because sometimes I can't watch all of it. Anyway, happy endings are always there as far as Sunny is concerned as well. And that's what I beautifully love. Why? Because the first time I saw her, you know, just out there, like, you know, in Bollywood. You're out there, and Bollywood's a very tough place to sort of negotiate. You had trouble a lot, and then you were able to find your own place. Once you found your own place, I think Bollywood is the most welcoming place that it became for you, wasn't it?
I think that people, what happens is some of the media and, you know, these news channels and newspapers, they create this persona that this country's not accepting and loving. I have always believed in the contrary, that no, you guys are wrong. I'm living proof that this country is way more accepting than some of these, you know, countries out there that say that they are forward thinking and say that they accept so many different types of people. So I think that a lot of people out there don't get credit for what India really is. They just, you know, make different things up. So it was hard. It is hard. We still have struggle sometimes to figure out, you know, our way in life and here, but I definitely have made great strides in a positive direction.
Yeah, absolutely. If you had to choose one, since we are talking about your life, you know, in Karenjit Kaur, if you had to choose one film, you know, that changed your life, or a song, would it be before Baby Doll and after Baby Doll that changed everything for you in your life in Bollywood?
I think Baby Doll definitely changed everything.
Everything.
Yeah, I always say I can't thank T-Series and Ekta enough for giving me that song. Yeah. You know, there's certain moments in people's career.
So you'd hold that more than, say, like a Jism, which was an entry?
That has its own special place, you know. It introduced me to the world. Yeah. And I think that if there was anything that just blew things up, in this crazy direction, it was that song, for sure.
Actually, the two songs that we hold, very close to her. One is Kabhi Jo Badal Barse, which till today. So it was a film that I hated. Of course, I'd say this. It wasn't a jackpot at all for us. No. But that song, unreal. Do you know you have you have so many songs that, so you and Imran Hashmi are two people that have, like, you can have like a greatest hits album on the both of you all. The number of songs that you've had. So you've been very lucky with the songs. They've been fantastic.
It's amazing. I have my own app, and in the app they have this section of my songs, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. I mean, you can get through 10 workouts listening to my songs. This is amazing. So I thought, I do believe that I've been very fortunate. And it was because of Baby Doll that all these other amazing songs came.
But also, dance wasn't the number one thing on your menu, let's say, when you started off.
No.
But now you've
learned. I enjoy the two-step very much. That's my go-to move with this in any club. You see me in a corner, two-step.
But then how'd you pick up? So was it very difficult to fit into the Bollywood swing of things?
Oh, completely. It was not easy at all. I mean, if you go back right now and you watch Baby Doll, it is so bad.
No, I think...
The song is great, the visuals are beautiful, but then when you... certain parts I watch and I go, oh my gosh, what am I doing?
But Geti and Uma, that time, the choreographers, very tough to work with. So I don't think they complain at all, and I've known them for years. I do believe that they said that Sunny was a revelation. So it was, right? So you were also happy.
I believe that persistence and hard work can usually make you good at anything in life, or at least do better.
Dance, not everybody can. A lot of people try. So best dance number that you feel you killed it dance-wise.
I think Layla. I worked hard on that one.
Yeah.
And then there was another one that I worked. It was called Hug Me, and it was done on a green screen. That film didn't do well. I did like shooting the song. The reason you didn't see the song is because the film was so bad.
Well, like I say, there's a lot of stuff. So the thing with Sunny is, so whatever she touched turns to not always gold for them, but for her it's always gold dust, because she takes the best out of it and moves on. She changed her life as far as the fitness is concerned. Every time I look at her, I feel like I want to go to the gym. It doesn't happen when I see all the male stars these days, but I feel like going back to the gym. And I'd say one of the most honest individuals that there is in Bollywood. But like I say, there's a great businesswoman lurking inside of you as well. You know how to utilize your opportunities. You know how to maximize them as well. So many times people have said that you're one of the queen of the digital world, and it is working out right now. Were you shocked with the response that you got digitally for Karenjit Kaur?
I was definitely shocked, because I haven't necessarily worked on a project where I'd gotten good reviews before. That's not happened. They might have said a few nice things, but overall it was not so great. Or, there's been some nice stuff, but this was all around, it was pretty good. And that's when I was really shocked. I heard that, the numbers are doing good and people were liking it, and it was really picking up some momentum, and I would get messages saying, I binge watched the show, I loved it. Wow. And I was like, whoa, you binge watched it? That's
amazing. So yours is actually the first actual biopic on the tube, So I mean, I wouldn't say Narcos is a biopic, which is on another channel, on Netflix, but I'm saying yours is actually the most real life biopic that people have actually watched. So it's set like a precedent. You're ahead of the game there as well.
Yeah, it's the first, I believe I'm the second person to be in a biopic and play themselves.
Yeah, I know.
The first person.
So did you, by the way, think, or was there ever a thought that somebody else should play you?
It wasn't presented to me like that, and so it just didn't cross my mind. And I don't even know if somebody would want to go down that.
Really? No.
Or really feel what it was and understand, because you're coming from a really an outside perspective. And
but do you think now people sort of see your side of the story a lot more now because of this?
I think that there's a lot of people out there who've watched this and just, they might relate to something in it, or they might go, oh, she's was brought up in a typical, Punjabi home where typical, family.
Don't do this, don't wear this, don't
stuff.
come late, don't do that.
Yeah, all that happened.
Yeah.
So I think that people find things that they might relate to in the show, which is what I was hoping.
But a lot of people also would question, and they would say this, that you wanted to give your side of the story and set the record straight. There was another certain attempt at, to make a story on her life, that came and went on another channel. So you they said that this is her side of the story, but they said she's bravely positioned herself, not like all white, as a lot of biopics could be, Recently a film had come on, I loved Sanju, and though people said, they chose to show the story that only they wanted to show. So that's what I think that's what people were surprised at when they saw your story. They said, it's not all white.
Yeah, it definitely is not.
Yeah.
There's a lot of dark in this. There's a lot of things that happened, and that I don't think anybody would want to relive through ever. And it was not easy shooting this. It was really hard. I think I cried almost every day. It was so difficult. My team was there to, pick up the pieces. And that's where I really got into going to the gym, because that hour was my time by myself to release all this craziness that was happening around me. And there were sometimes I was sitting on the row machine doing this, and then all of a sudden I would just start crying. I was that person crying in the gym. It was because my body was just releasing.
Was it so yes, the trauma would be there, but then to make 20 episodes out of it, wasn't that difficult to sort of figure out what to put in, what not to? Choosing a biopic is very difficult.
We had a really good writer.
Oh, okay.
And he did a really amazing job. And we fought a lot. And I fought with everybody. I go, guys, but this didn't happen. I mean, this is not the way that it happened. Why would you make this up? The real story is actually better than what you guys are making up right now. Seriously.
So you were creatively involved?
I was involved maybe more than they wanted me to be. Or maybe they wanted me to be this involved. For me, it was, if this story was going to be told, I'd want it to be as truthful as possible. You could pick any spot in this biopic and say, what was this about? And I will tell you the story. And it is what we shot. Wow. Of course, maybe the setting is different. The location is not obviously the same. But the story is the same, and it's, it was really important to me, and especially the parts with my family, I needed to make sure that it was the truth. I can't go and consult them and say, hey, Mom, Dad, what happened here? I only have my account of the story. I only have, things that my brother would know and things that I saw growing up. So
your brother's become very famous. Yes, he's a great chef as well, but he must really love, how it's all worked out with you. And you've become this super successful, super famous, super well off, But your brother must be really happy because he's been your support all throughout your life.
Yeah, he's amazing, and he's always been there to support me. He's always been there to be there. His character on the show is who my brother is. He is that supportive. Maybe he doesn't talk as much as Karam does.
Did you want to? Did you think of calling your brother and say, "Hey, you want to do like my story?" Real life?
I don't think he's kind of camera shy, so he's not that type, that outgoing type that wants to be in front of a camera. At least like that. If he was talking about tomatoes, or how to make the most perfect hamburger or chicken wings or whatever it is, salads, all these different things that he makes that are amazing, then maybe he'd want to be on TV. But
what did he say when you said that, it's a super hit and we're doing another one and that's also a super hit? So what did he say?
I don't think he's watched it. His wife has.
Okay.
His wife messaged me after it came out and watched the first episode, and she's like, I'm crying and I don't think I can watch anymore. I didn't know all these things about, your family and this and that. And she goes, I don't think I can watch the rest of it. And then I was like, yeah, okay, I know it. I completely understand. And then a couple days later, she said she finished it and that she liked it. And I told my brother that it came out, but I didn't pressure him or ask him again if he watched it, because I know when I watched it, I cry. You know, like there are moments, because it's real, because the situations are real, and because even conversations that I had with my parents, I made sure those were real, you know, like they were things that I said and things that they said. So even those, I know that he'll remember, and he'll think about them, and then it'll make him sad, and I wouldn't want him to go through that. I know that I went through it. This was my own choice to do that, as hard as it was, but I wouldn't want him to feel that pain all over again watching the show, especially second season. Second season, I will tell him not to watch it at all.
What's the second season going to be? So is that the current journey up till now? I mean,
it's the second season goes till I choose to come here. Yeah.
You know, but this is now forever. Your daughter's going to grow up, and she's going to watch this one day.
Maybe, or maybe she won't, because there'll be so many other amazing shows out by then, and
You wish.
she'll like, I don't need to watch this classic.
Hey, so it's not that. It's today's 6 and 7-year-olds and 8-year-olds know.
Yeah.
You might have to show like a version to her, but yeah, she's going to want to know, because she's going to go. Has she already understood how famous you are? And she says,
She's 2. She doesn't.
but they know. I mean,
She doesn't watch regular television.
no, but she can see people suddenly walking up to you. Does she understand that?
No,
No.
not really. If anything, she'll not want me to take a photo, you know, and she'll photobomb it. But she doesn't. She's 2 years old. She
You've
doesn't
got only
understand.
2 years left. My nephews at 2 and 3 were starting to question as to why we had this and the others didn't have that, or why we didn't have this and the others had that.
Yeah.
So you have to explain a few things.
Right.
Or you wish you have only 2 years left, where suddenly this big bomb of Sunny Leone is going to drop onto her.
I know. Daniel and I have this theory that when they start questioning like who we are, who I am, and all these different things, of course we have to answer age appropriately. And they might be like, this is the worst thing ever. You know, my mom and my dad are, you know, nuts. But then when they turn 18 years old, we are going to be the coolest parents ever. Like, they're going to go to college and be like, bro, your mom and your dad, they're so cool. And he'll be like, yeah, I know. So that's what I'm hoping for.
No, I think it's already going to happen, and I think you've overestimated the amount of time that is going to take to do that. No, it's going to happen by the time it's 8 and 9. I think that's the only reality check that Sunny Leone needs. But thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
You know, every time I meet her, I always say the same thing. There's so much that we can learn from someone like her, and there's so much that we can learn how to do so many things the right way. And if you haven't seen Karenjit Kaur's season 2, which is going to be out, if you haven't seen season 1, there are 10 episodes on that. You want to go check that out. So much to see there. And like I said, it's going to be there forever. All your comments. And she does reply to quite a few things that people do say on Twitter. So do your reviews if you have to. And since everyone's got an opinion, we'll see you soon. And like I said, when we see season 2 as well, we'll be writing to her as well. So bye-bye and take care.